Hello students, in this session we are going to see the definitions, framework activities and process models in software engineering. Definition: software engineering is an application of systematic, disciplined and quantifiable approach to the development, testing and maintenance of software. Framework activity. It is a set of software engineering actions, is a collection of related tasks that provide better software engineering work products. Activities are communication, planning, modeling, construction and deployment. Communication. This activity involves heavy communication and collaboration with the stakeholders. Planning. It establishes a plan for software engineering work. Modeling. It includes the creation of model. Construction. It combines code generation and testing. Deployment. The software is delivered to the customer, who evaluates the delivered product and gives feedback for the evaluation. Process model. The various process models used in software engineering are prescriptive model, waterfall model, incremental process model and evolutionary process model. Prescriptive model. It prescribes unique set of activities, actions, task, milestone and work product that are required to construct a high quality software. It is not a perfect model, but it provides a roadmap for software engineering work. Waterfall model. It is also referred as linear sequential model or classical life cycle model. It is very simple to understand and use. It is used in simple projects. Review takes place to determine that the project is in the right path. Phases do not overlap. This is the flow of waterfall model. Project is initialized in this activity and customer requirements are gathered in communication activity. Cost is estimated and scheduling are performed in planning activity. Project analysis and design takes place in modeling activity. Code generation and testing are performed in construction activity, and in the deployment activity the product is delivered to the customer and feedback is gathered from the customer. Disadvantages of waterfall model are: once the application is in the testing stage, it is very difficult to go back and make changes. Working version of the program will not be available until the project gets completed. It is not good for complex and object-oriented projects. It is not used for long and ongoing projects. Incremental process model. It is classified as incremental model and RAD model. Incremental model. It combines the elements of waterfall model applied in an iteration. It delivers a series of releases called increments. First increment is the core product and the final increment is the complete product. This is the flow of incremental model. Advantages. It is more flexible. It requires less cost in initial stage. It starts with fewer people. Disadvantages. It needs good planning and designing. It needs clear and complete definition of the whole system. Cost is higher than waterfall model. RAD model. Rapid Application Development Model. It is mostly used for short development cycle. It is a high-speed adoption of waterfall model works for 60 to 90 days. Multiple software teams work in parallel on different system functions. Modeling activity include three phases: business modeling, data modeling, and process modeling. So this is the flow of RAD model. Advantages: it reduces development time, it increases reusability of components, encourages customer feedback, quick initial review. Disadvantages: it depends on strong team and it requires high skill developers. Evolutionary process model. It is developed with iterative and incremental approaches in software development. Spiral model. Spiral model is an evolutionary process model that combines the iterative and systematic aspects of the linear sequential model. Software is developed in a series of incremental releases. During early iterations, the incremental release might be a paper model or prototype. During later iterations, increasingly more complete versions of the engineered systems are produced. Software engineering team moves around the spiral in a clockwise direction, beginning at the center. Two main features of spiral models are cyclic approach and anchor point milestone. Cyclic approach is to decrease the degree of risk. Anchor point milestone is a combination of work product and conditions that attained along the path of the spiral are noted for each evaluation. The first circuit around the spiral might result in the development of a product specification. Subsequent passes around the spiral might be used to develop a prototype and then progressively more sophisticated versions of the software is developed. So this is the flow of spiral model. We concluded the properties of model. User involvement is only at the beginning of the stage in waterfall model, intermediate in incremental model, only at the beginning in RAD model, and high in the spiral model. Returning to an earlier phase is not possible in waterfall model and possible in incremental RAD and spiral model. Handle large project is not appropriate in waterfall model, incremental model and RAD model and is appropriate in spiral model. Detailed documentation is necessary in waterfall model. Yes, but not much in incremental model. Yes, in RAD model and limited in spiral model. Cost is low in waterfall, incremental and RAD model but expensive in spiral model. Flexibility to change is difficult in waterfall model and easy in incremental RAD and spiral model. Framework type is linear in waterfall model, linear and iterative in incremental model, and linear in RAD model, and linear and iterative in spiral model. Thank you.